Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and a subscriber asked a question a couple of days ago. And in my other video I made the next morning after that, discussing that a big muscle is a strong muscle, a lot of people chimed in giving examples of this sort of stuff. So let's discuss this for a minute. First of all, I don't want to call the person a liar, because it is possible. It is within the realm of possibility that he's telling the truth. It's just a statistical anomaly. What people need to understand is that from a genetic perspective, people who are capable of repping 500 pounds on the deadlift who weigh 160 are extremely rare. Probably less than 1% of the population would be able to do this and have the bone structure, the genetics, everything else to pull this feat off. So if you know multiples of these people in person, not ones you're seeing on the internet, because obviously the best of the best are always going to be on the internet. In fact, a lot of guys on YouTube who do powerlifting are in the top 0.5% in the sport. They are the elite of the sport, and you don't realize it. Like YouTube, for example, can skew that a little bit, and it's not like that in the real world at powerlifting meets. So either you know people personally, maybe you just got lucky and you happen to train at a gym where a bunch of national level competitors congregate, and some people might have even moved there to train with each other, or you hang out at a lot of international and world level powerlifting meets. Because from a statistical perspective, any guy who is capable of repping 500 pounds on the deadlift raw while weighing 160, there is not a single powerlifting federation anywhere in the world, either drug tested or untested, to where they couldn't qualify for worlds. That is someone who can compete at the world level. By default, we are always talking about the top 1% or better at that point. Now, some people will say, but if that's true, then why aren't they bigger? If a big muscle is a strong muscle, then why do some people get so strong and stay fairly small? And the answer is genetics, bone structure, leverages, neural efficiency. The thing that you need to remember when we're talking about a muscle, we're talking about an individual muscle. When we say that an individual muscle will always be limited by its cross-sectional area and force production, that means that that muscle will always get bigger as it gets stronger on that one individual person. Let's just take a bicep. As that bicep gets stronger, it will grow in direct proportion to the strength increase. At least the muscle fibers will. Individual muscle fibers will increase in cross-sectional area directly proportionate to the extra stimulation and strength that they obtain. And vice versa. The thicker any muscle fibers get, if a muscle fiber increases 20% in diameter, or cross-sectional area, it will increase its force production approximately 20% every time it contracts. But we're talking about in individuals, and you look at these various individuals, you need to remember a lot of these guys have very light, small bone structures. They maybe have insertion points that allows for a better force production, but maybe worse endurance as to where the actual various things insert into their body, where various tendons insert into their body for a lot of leverages and things. So they get a leverage advantage. They have a very high distribution of fast twitch muscle fibers, which are going to give them more force production and maybe a little less endurance. And again, because of their lighter bone structure, it's easier for them to fill out their frame with more muscle to give them, to take advantage of those leverages. It's a genetic set of traits that allow these guys to do that. And it doesn't mean that because someone lifts 500 pounds for 6 reps on an exercise that they're automatically going to be bigger than someone else who lifts slightly less weights. It means that they're going to be bigger than when they did 400 pounds for 6 reps. And they're going to be even bigger if they get to 600 pounds for 6 reps. So you need to understand the difference, and that is true of every single individual. Even the guys who are weaker than them, who are bigger than them, followed the exact same pattern. They gained muscle as they gained strength, and as they gained strength, they gained muscle. That's what we're saying with these things. And when you start comparing it to different individuals who have different muscle fiber distributions, they have different levels of neural efficiency potential, they have different bone structures, different leverages, it is not a direct comparison. It doesn't work. The only comparison that would work would be against someone who is their exact genetic clone. But someone who has just different insertion points and a different bone structure, that's it. You can't compare them anymore. It will not work in a direct comparison of this person going to lift this weight for this amount of reps, so they will be bigger or smaller than someone else. It doesn't work that way. The thing you have to remember, anytime you train for better neural efficiency, you're going to lift more weight and the muscle's going to grow faster. It's just going to be a cause and effect instead of the other direction. But it will happen. And that's the thing that people need to always keep in mind when we're discussing this strength issue with a muscle. We're talking about an individual muscle on an individual person. It goes out the window when you start comparing person to person and trying to look at their individual lifts. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to click like down below. If you do so, it is greatly appreciated. Please subscribe if you haven't and share this video with others. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.